Welcome back to Wolf Dog Empire. So we have a couple new um, members, and this video is to kind of go over a little bit of the Alliance War. So one of the new players joined the Alliance War. I think once you reach a certain level, like 13 or 14, the game will suggest to you that you can participate in wars now. So that player checked participate in wars, and my team leader asked me to make a video to kind of help with what to do and what to expect. Okay, so wars are twice a week, and this right here will show your team and then the enemy. So each time you war, it'll show you your enemy. If you click on your team and then you go into score, it'll kind of show you the breakdown of your team score, your alliance score, and the bottom one is war score, and that's how we kind of get matched up with the enemy. You click on the enemy's banner, click on this check mark right here, and it'll give you a breakdown. So their war score should be similar to yours. And as you lose, the war score goes down a bit, and you get matched with other teams, other alliances who have a lower war score. And as you win, you get a higher war score, and you get matched up with alliances with a higher war score. So, what happens when you join a alliance war with a team that already has some pretty high level teams, and then you're brand new, so you're using maybe three stars and a couple 2-star heroes, because that's all you have right now, and not even leveled up. So number one thing is mentality. You have to not compare yourself with what the other members are going to get as far as scores. Some of them might get 1,000 score, 1,000 points. Some of them are going to get 1,100, and we're talking about with like only 7 players, because you're going to get like 230, between 200 and 230 per team that you one shot. If you have 30 members, then you might only get like 68, 69 per team. So each player might get a lot less score. But we've been doing 7 team members, so a lot of the enemies are going to have, and all of us, 200 to 231 is a good range where most of us land. So with 6 flags, we get 1,000 score to 1,100 score. Sometimes we get a little bit more, but that's where we normally land here. I know if you have 30 members, you're going to get a lot less score. But just have the mentality that it's okay if you get a bunch of zeros. So you're going to go up against some teams that are very stacked. They're really good. So your first flag you might get 0, your second flag you get 0, your third flag you get 0, and it's okay. It's okay if you get 6 zeros, or maybe your first flag you get like 30 points, and your second flag you get 10, and then you roll up with a bunch of zeros afterwards. It's okay. The It's okay if you don't get a lot of points compared to the rest of us. We would be basically going up against a team that has less quality players or less quality scores because you brought our average down, right? So it's okay. So the rest of us are going to get higher scores that are going to make up for your lack of scores. So we're not asking you to get 1,000 points. Even 30 or 40 points or even all zeros is okay still. We will win as a team or lose as a team. And don't get frustrated. You join the Alliance Wars, you're going to get some free loot. Just use your 6 flags. It's okay if you get very small scores at the beginning. It's okay. Just stick with it. Stick with us. If you're feeling sad, just let us know in the chat. Just let us know, hey guys, I'm so sorry. I feel like I didn't do very well. And then we'll go in there and we'll let you know that it's okay. So if you maybe you were supposed to beat a team and you went in there thinking you may be able to beat them, and instead they beat all. There's like one player left in the enemy team because maybe we killed the first 4, and then that one kills all 5 of yours. Literally just takes them all out one by one. Just takes them all out, and you lose, and you get 0 points or just 5 or 3 score. It's okay. Don't worry about it. If you're that new, that low score, you brought our average down, which means we're gonna go up against a team that on average has defense teams that are lower rated than ours. So we're gonna use our 6 flags and we're gonna get higher scores than we normally would have, and that's what's gonna make up for your lack of scoring. And it's okay. So why is it okay for you to join our alliance even though you're gonna get very little score? It's okay because you're going to, every time we win, even when we lose. So when we lose, you get small loot. We all get small loot, and it's okay. We lose half the time. We only win half the time. When we win, remember this is twice a week. When we win, then we get larger loot. And then when our war chest gets filled, then we get really good loot. Okay? Where is the war chest? So right here. There's a war chest. We're almost done with it. We either need 3 more losses or 1 win, because each win is 5. Losses equals 1. Wins equals 5. When you fill that chest to 25, you unlock that chest, and so you get some loot for your win, and then you get some loot for filling up your war chest. And filling up the war chest is a lot more better loot than just a win. Since you're joining us towards the end of our war chest, they're only gonna give you for your participation. So only 3 out of 25. So if you were supposed to get a certain amount of items like this, maybe you'll only get a little bit of items compared to the rest of us, because the rest of them, the game knows that you did not participate in 22 out of 25 of our score. So we all fill the chest, we all will get some loot off of it, but you're only going to get a small portion, about 3/25 worth of loot. But then you just stay warring with us, and as we fill the next chest up, and you participate in the entire time from the beginning to the end of filling this war chest together, then you're going to get the full amount of loot and you'll see it's good stuff. And that loot will help you to build up your heroes. Okay, and you'll see the kind of loot you get, and that'll help you out. And that's how we get better as a team. So it's okay if you get a bunch of zeros, maybe like a 10 and a 5 is 0, 0, 0, or all zeros. It's okay. It's okay. It's a learning process, and you'll get better as your heroes improve. It takes time. It takes about a year or two for you to start, one-shotting enemies and things like that, depending on how lucky your summoning is, but and how often you log in to collect your resources and watch those ads which give you gems and other loot. So the biggest thing is use your 6 flags try to do cleanups. Okay, so what's a cleanup? Actually, I'm gonna put that in my next video. Once the war starts, then I'll do another video and I'll show examples of cleanups. Okay, so that'll be in my, I'll do another video, follow-up video, and I'll put some more info there. So in this video, once the preparation stage starts, it'll tell you when the war itself is gonna start. So right now it's 14 hours and 56 minutes to a war. Here's a participation checkbox that you checked. Here's our alliance banner, and here's the enemy alliance banner. And right here, for each alliance war, it'll tell you, if you click on that icon there, it'll tell you what kind of war it is. So it'll give you 2 in a row of the same one. This is the first one. So this is the weekend's about starting, and that's the first of the 2. In this case, War Equalizer. So War Equalizer says all heroes are supported by War Equalizer in this alliance war. War Equalizer removes all status effects and stacks from all heroes. This includes ghosts. This war supports is activated every 3 turns. So what that means is, how some heroes like Ulmer might give you like a minus 34% defensive down. Okay, so when you hit the enemy, you give the enemies a minus 34% defensive down. If he's not fully upgraded, maybe you're only giving enemies minus 20% defensive down. But when you look at the enemy, and I'll show you that tomorrow, when you look at the enemy, it'll kind of say that they have a little ailment on them, and when you click on and you long click the hero, then it'll show you their buffs and their ailments. And this right here basically says all of those buffs and all those ailments are going to be wiped out every 3 turns. So you can set the enemy to have a minus defensive down. That way they're weaker against your other heroes. But every 3 turns, it gets wiped out and cleared away. So they will no longer have that minus 34% down, defensive down, until you put that back on them again later. And every 3 turns, all that stuff gets wiped out. Sometimes you give yourself, some heroes give yourself, all of your allies attack up. So it'll be like 48% attack up. So all your heroes are going to have a 48% attack up. And when your hero's special skills go off against the enemy, they're going to go off with a plus 48% attack up. You're going to hit them harder. But in this alliance war, every 3 turns, that gets wiped out too. Okay, until you put it back on. Otherwise, it's gone now. So that's what this war is about. And you get 2 of this, one on the weekend and one on Tuesday. Then the next weekend Alliance War, it'll be a new one, and they kind of rotate. Okay, so you'll be able to click on that and read what it says. After a while, you get to know which 4 or 5 that they rotate, and you'll be able to build your team around that. And it's okay if at the beginning you only have a very weak team. Maybe you have a 5-star not leveled up that well. Maybe you have 1 4-star not leveled up that well. And then you have a 3-star, and then maybe a 2, and then a 2-star and another 2-star. That's okay. You just use your best heroes now. Once you start summoning some more and you start getting better and better heroes, you'll be able to switch out your heroes depending on what type of war it is, so that you can take advantage of the type of war you're in. But at the beginning, you just want to put your best team out there, because I mean, you're not going to take a 5-star hero out just because his buffs are going to be wiped out every 3 turns. You don't want to replace him with a 2-star. Your 5-star hero is going to be way tougher than that 2-star. So just keep your 5-star, just keep leveling them up every week, and eventually you'll have a lot more of those 5-stars, and eventually you'll have a bigger and better team. I started with that too. I used to play with 2-star healers. Speaking of healers, healers are very important, especially when you're going through the map stages. You can do 3 offensive heroes and 2 healers. That way you can heal those 3 and in each other themselves, and that way you have a less of a chance to die. So in Alliance War also, you may want to throw in at least 1 healer, but 2 is probably going to be better. Even at the beginning, I know you may have 2-star healers. You may have to use 2 of those 2-star healers. It's okay. Once you get to summoning the games more, when you summon more, then eventually you're gonna get some 3-star healers, 4-star healers, and 5-star healers. So it's okay if at the beginning you start with a couple 2-star healers. Okay, now where do you choose that? Once the preparation time is started, there's a battlefield button there. So you will click on it, and it'll show you the battlefield. The enemies are eventually going to be up on this section. Once the war starts, that's when it's going to show you the enemies, but not until it starts. Then you scroll down here, and you can see your team is always going to be down here at the bottom. And there is an edit button and an info button. They show you the same thing, except on info you cannot change your heroes, and on edit you can. So Wolfgang has a lot of buffs, and this is a war equalizer where they're going to remove those buffs every 3 turns, and those buffs is what makes Wolfgang better. But I don't have a better option at this time. I'm still leveling up my other heroes, so Wolfgang is gonna stay. But If you click on edit, you can click on one hero and then you can scroll up and down and choose who to replace him with. Once you hit done, you can hit the X at the top right, or you can hit apply at the bottom right. If you don't want to take a chance that you may change a hero or delete a hero, you just click the info button. Gives you a very similar screen, but if you click a hero, it'll open up its card where you can read their specials and family bonuses, passives if there's any passives. You can read some of their stats. You can hit OK to get out of there, or you can hit the X button here at the top right. But it won't let you change it. So this is a good screen where you can check out your team. There's also a little tool gear. When you click on that, there's some more info you can read. There's your war support. And you can also inspect team. And this is where you can play around to see what kind of team you would put together. And this will not change the team, your defense team. It won't change it at all. So even when you hit done up here, you can exit with the button at the top right X, or you can hit the back button down here. And it won't change your team. So I use this to plan my next flag. Because once you use some heroes, they'll be grayed out, and then you'll know which ones you cannot, which ones you already used, because you can only use them one time per war. So if you use these 3 and these 2 in the first time you fight, so we called it your first flag, then those would be grayed out, and you can no longer choose them. So this is a good place where you can plan out what team you would put together for your next flag. This will show you how many flags you have left. Right now we have 0 flags available to us. Once the war starts in 14 hours and 44 minutes, they'll give you 3 flags there. And as you use them, it'll count down to 2 and then to 1 and then back down to 0. And then it'll underneath here, right underneath here, it'll give you a timer as to how long before it gives you your next 3 flags, for a total of 6 per war. All right, I think everything else we'll cover it in the next video, but just keep in mind, do not quit, because you get a lot of good free loot if you can play the war on the weekend. It's on Saturday into Saturday night, depending on which part of the world you are. Could be Sunday into Sunday morning in some parts of the world, but like Australia and Thailand, Vietnam, some other places might in the time frame might end up being like Sunday morning or something. But for a lot of us, it's Saturday, all of Saturday, Sunday, Saturday morning into Saturday night. And then I will make another video. It's going to give you a little bit more. It's going to go into what we mean by cleanups. So I'll go over that in the next video. Thank you for watching. This is Wolf Dog Empires. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit a like if it helps you out, or share it with your friends. Share it with the new team members. And hit that notification bell so you can see more videos. Thank you much. Till next time, Wolf Dog Empires.